Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're exploring a massive and frankly long overdue evolution in AI workflows. Right now, we're witnessing a necessary shift away from using a bunch of fragmented, disconnected tools toward a unified cloud supercomputer model. This transition is brilliantly mapped out by Abacus AI's recent massive platform launches. We are talking about moving from total chaos straight into sleek consolidation. To get us there, here's our quick agenda. We'll start with the AI fragmentation problem, then compare hardware versus cloud supercomputers. After that, we'll look at the AI control center, dive into agents and magic routing, explore some real-world application builds, and finally wrap up with the ROI of consolidation. All right, Section 1, the AI fragmentation problem. So, to really appreciate the solution, we've got to look at the glaring issue developers and entrepreneurs are facing today. $200 plus. That's the average monthly cost professionals are showing out right now just to maintain basic access to their necessary AI tools. It adds up remarkably fast, right? And this puts us squarely in what's known as the subscription trap. You know the drill. Builders are juggling multiple expensive bills. You've got ChatGPT at $20 a month for general text and GPT-5 access. Then there's Claude for another $20 just to get that massive 200K context window for coding, add Perplexity for live research, and then another chunk of change, maybe $140 for specialized tools for image generation and automation. You're basically paying premium, disjointed prices just to assemble a functional everyday toolkit.
But here's the kicker. The true cost isn't just financial. It is your time. Reviewers are reporting losing up to 15 hours a week simply copy-pasting between tabs, reprompting, and context switching. That's practically a part-time job. This is exactly why a systems-first workflow, where all your leading models and agents actually share the exact same context, terminal, and file system with zero manual transfer, is becoming absolutely mandatory. Moving on to Section 2, hardware versus cloud supercomputers.
Now, solving this fragmentation problem requires looking at the actual infrastructure that powers the AI. Traditionally, getting serious about AI meant investing in massive physical hardware. I'm talking about incredible but wildly expensive physical machines like the NVIDIA DGX Station. These things are local supercomputers utilizing the GB300 Grace Blackwell Ultra Superchip. They pack a staggering 784 gigabytes of unified memory to crunch heavy GPU workloads on-premise, and they pull up to 1,500 watts of power. They are absolute powerhouses for sure, but they require incredibly costly physical infrastructure. But what if there was a software-based, highly accessible alternative? Enter the cloud supercomputer, a concept recently launched by Abacus AI. Essentially, this provides the missing infrastructure layer. Instead of just a standard chat window, this is an always-on cloud environment, complete with databases, file systems, and public URLs, where AI agents actually have a place to work, live, and continuously host real software. And the specs are pretty wild for the price point. For roughly $10 a month, basically the cost of 2 lattes, users get an always-on Ubuntu Linux cloud environment. We're talking 2 vCPUs, 8 gigs of RAM, persistent disk storage, built-in SQL databases, and S3 storage. Plus, it has GitHub and AWS integration with one-click HTTPS deployment to a public URL. It hosts prototypes and lightweight apps continuously, completely eliminating the need for that massive 1,500-watt physical rig we just talked about. Okay, Section 3, the AI Control Center. This brings us to the broader scale. We're shifting from individual developers needing cloud environments to entire Fortune 500 organizations needing massive infrastructure management. To tackle this, Abacus AI recently secured $50 million in additional funding to build a centralized AI control center. This empowers large companies to orchestrate all their disparate AI initiatives under a single pane of glass. It offers real-time dashboards for unified visibility, dynamic routing of complex multi-agent workflows, and central policy-based governance to ensure compliance with critical standards like SOC 2 and HIPAA. It's a real game changer for enterprise.
Next up, Section 4, agents and magic routing.
Having all that infrastructure is great, but how does the AI actually get the work done efficiently inside the platform? Well, reviewers highlight a feature called the magic router. Think of it as a super smart AI air traffic controller. You just write your prompt, and it instantly routes it to the optimal model based on what you're asking. Need fast research? It sends it to Gemini. Complex coding? Off to Claude. You don't even need to choose or manually switch tabs, saving you precious minutes on every single query. And then there's the deep agent workflow. Think of deep agent as your autonomous AI project manager. You give it a complex, multi-step task in natural language. It then breaks that request down into logical subtasks, routes each piece to the absolute best specialist model, say Perplexity for research and Claude for analysis, and then seamlessly compiles and delivers a fully formatted, finalized report. All of this happens without you holding its hand or managing the individual pieces.
All right, Section 5, building real-world applications.
Let's step out of the theory for a second and look at exactly what these systems can build when given access to this cloud infrastructure, based on Abacus's own launch demos. The first demo is incredibly impressive. It shows the system autonomously setting up a secure, private AI chat interface. The agent configures a Flask backend with Nginx proxy headers, downloads the 1.5 billion parameter QN 2.5 open source model, verifies it on localhost, and pushes it live to a public URL. This ensures total data privacy without any third-party API dependencies. Let's look at the second demo. Using Google Anti-Gravity, the AI builds a fully functional live server CRM from just a single prompt. It spins up a Django backend, utilizes a PostgreSQL database, and sets up a Unicorn app server. But what's really amazing is that it stays online 24/7. It persistently holds customer records, Kanban boards, and session logs. This proves we are looking at a true hosting environment here, not just some temporary sandbox that disappears when you close the tab. Now, to showcase sheer speed, we have Demo 3. The platform used Cloud Code to deploy Stranger Runner, a fully playable, mobile-responsive 3D browser game. From the initial prompt to a live, public WebGL deployment complete with custom graphics and local storage, it took exactly 8 minutes and 52 seconds. Absolutely wild. Finally, taking things out of the web browser entirely, we have Demo 4. An agent actually built a native macOS desktop app called NightOwl, using the Codex CLI with GPT 5.5. Its scaffolded an Electron and TypeScript project, included a RAG-based contextual recall feature for a second brain workspace, and then ran the production builds. It even used headless Chrome to visually verify the user interface itself before zipping the final release file. Just incredible end-to-end automation. Which brings us to Section 6, the ROI of consolidation. We've seen the incredible tech, but what does all this consolidation actually mean for a builder's bottom line? Well, one reviewer noted that by collapsing their scattered ChatGPT, Claude, and specialized tool subscriptions into Abacus AI's Pro or Basic tiers, their direct monthly costs plummeted by incredible 90%. They went from spending roughly $200 a month down to just $20 or even $10. But the real hidden multiplier here, the true ROI, is time. Users consistently report reclaiming up to 15 hours a week that they previously wasted just managing tools, fighting rate limits, and transferring context. That is massive productivity handed right back to the developer to actually, well, develop. Ultimately, the massive shift you need to understand here is moving away from the old paradigm of managing a collection of fragmented tools, buying models based on brand, and acting as the manual bridge between them. Instead, we are moving toward a new paradigm of using a unified system where you rent the infrastructure and let the system automatically route the work to whichever model performs best. So, with the rapid evolution from single chatbots to automated cloud supercomputers, you really have to ask yourself, are you still paying the hidden tax of fragmented AI workflows? Is it time to stop managing your subscriptions and start consolidating your stack? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I hope this helped clarify the massive shifts happening right now in AI infrastructure. Catch you next time.